Thank you. My name is R.Joshua Collins. I'm the founder of the Facebook group Homeless Advocates for Christ. And recently the whole code enforcement came out to Maxwell Park and they started photographing two homeless women. And they said that if they don't get their property out of there within 3 hours, they're going to take it. And this is kind of continually happening to other homeless people also. So I'm asking that the council get involved, and maybe James, maybe you or Lucille or anybody get involved in just helping to stop this harassment by code enforcement, because really it's discrimination, because there's people that come to the park that have money, that have stuff, and they don't get harassed. They don't get these code enforcement tags on their property. Okay, so it's plainly discrimination. And I've talked to legal people about it already, and they said the same thing. So I'm filming everything, pretty much whatever I can, basically, out of that's happening to kind of help expose this. But we really need like a homeless bill of rights for Anaheim, because the rights are being violated. You know, it's happening like all the time out here. You know, people are getting their stuff taken even when they're with their property that are homeless, right? The police are just coming and taking it, you know, after 3 hours. So. And there's still no shelter in Anaheim, so where are they going to go? You know, they got to go somewhere. They're going to be in parks, whatever. But it's really rude and insensitive. I know this is supposed to be a state of kindness, but you know, you're really judged by how you treat the least in society, not by how you treat the people that have the money or the nice car or whatever. And I'm looking at how you're treating the least in society, and it's ugly. You know, it's horrible, shameful. You know, and it's very shameful if you don't get involved in changing that. You know, if you just, next speaker, please. You know. That's shameful. You know, you need to get involved. And you've seen me multiple times come up here talking about this stuff, and you guys never say anything back to me, ever. None of you have. Jordan, you either. Why?
I'm going to answer for my colleagues.
I'm not done speaking, though, please. I got another minute.
I'm not, stop this time. You asked.
Go ahead. Okay, yeah, go ahead. If you want to answer now, it's fine.
The reason that we don't talk to you or answer you back is because this is your time to talk to us. We may want to discuss it in council comments, but you have come here month after month after month, meeting after meeting after meeting, and you said the same thing. We have a very aggressive homeless task force that involves community services, it involves the churches, it involves the police, it involves social workers, and we are helping the homeless. Last meeting, we supported the purchase of a building to build a homeless shelter, and it doesn't happen overnight. And so I wish there were a policeman in the audience that we could get their side of the story. So you're saying that they just go up to the homeless person and tag them, give them that
exactly
slip?
Yeah, while they're with their property.
I don't know if, Mr. City Manager, I'm going to ask you to explore that. I wish that, I saw Julian Harvey here a while ago, but he's gone, so I don't have anybody to counteract what you're saying, but we will get to the bottom of that. And as far as talking back to you, we choose not to do that because it's your time. Oh, okay. Julian, can you hang out for a minute and address this gentleman's comment? So please continue.
Okay.
It's your full time.
Okay, great. And just so you know, I have video of this happening. I choose to be homeless. I used to be a math teacher by choice as part of my ministry. Like Jesus, he did the same thing, and I'm experiencing exactly what they're experiencing. I have personally been tagged with my property, and I have this on video. And then I went and asked the code enforcement, why are you tagging me? And are you going to take my property in 3 hours while I'm with my property? And he tried to, you know, basically blow me off to his boss, and I called the boss, and then he was kind of like, well, I'm not sure why they're doing that, but sure enough, one of the mentally ill people I know got all of his property taken by code enforcement. You know, and it's happened to another individual also, so it's happening. You can ask other homeless people. I have multiple videos where the police have come out and thrown away the homeless people's food and told them, if you don't have your property gone out of this park, we're going to take it in 3 hours. I have it on video. Sergeant Lozo, Officer Hampton, Conklin, they were all involved in that. You know, there's others too. So, you know, I encourage you to check out the videos. Go to my YouTube channel, R.Joshua Collins, and just look for Anaheim Police or homeless, you know, and just search that. You're going to find tons of videos. I got a lot of evidence.
Well, I'm not going to continue because there's a lot I could say, but this is your time. Deputy Chief Julian Harvey is in the back, and would you please talk to him? Julian, would you help us with that? Thank you so much.
And yeah, I would encourage you guys to get a homeless bill of rights for Anaheim and work on that. That'd be great.
Well, there's also another comment to it, which I will make. We have the public who want to enjoy the parks with their kids, and a lot of times they're fearful of going into the
Yeah, I'm saying, if you want to bust the drug dealers, that's great. But if someone's just sitting there homeless enjoying the park also, they shouldn't be discriminated against because they have a right to be there just like anyone else.
Absolutely, and you're going to talk to Deputy Chief Carter.
We're going to go. Good speaking. Good speaking.
Okay, thank you, Council. First of all, I want to say thank you, Council, for approving the shelter at 1000 Kramer Place in Anaheim, which was disclosed on the OC register weeks before you approved it. For those who thought there was no disclosure, like Martin and Commercial did,
Good. You want to go out?
it was disclosed. To those in the community who still read the local section of the paper.
There's a cemetery right here.
And their welfare.
It's kind of loud out here too.
Yeah, it's all right. I heard your comments, and is it a friend of yours?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what can I do for you?
If you can speak with code enforcement specifically and just tell them, hey, we don't want you guys putting tags on people's property while they're with their property. That's what's happening.
Right. The municipal code actually specifies that you can't store your property. You can't.
Well, the problem with that though is why doesn't it apply to everybody then? Because there's people that have their big Mexican celebrations in Maxwell Park, and they never get these tags on their property.
If there's a difference there. There's a difference. Some people use the park and they come for a festivity with their equipment for their party or their barbecue. That's different. There are people though that have all of their belongings with them for an indefinite period of time in the park. And that's what the ordinance targets.
But it's discrimination too, because I even heard an officer say you have the right to be here all day with your property. Okay, they've said that before. So from when it opens 5 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., you have the right to be in the park.
If you think that there's been a violation of our enforcement of this ordinance, you can file a complaint. The person whose property was taken can file a complaint. You can do it online.
Yeah.
You can do it in person. You can call us. There's all kinds of ways you can file a complaint.
I have filed complaints. I have.
We will look into every one of them.
But this is what I've had. A lot of times they'll just say, well, thank you for your comments. That's what I get back when I file a complaint.
Well, we are obligated to investigate all of them.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that you're going to be satisfied with the outcome. They all will be investigated. Again, that's our obligation to do that.
Yeah, but
we want to make sure our officers are out there and enforcing these laws uniformly, and they're not using prejudice or bias. The specific ordinance is about the storage of property and about camping in places where it's just not suited for that. Yeah, but these parks, as the Mayor Pro Tem said, we have to allow people to use the parks for their intended purpose. Yeah. So there has to be a balance. Yeah, but hang on. And we respond to parks. We go to parks, us and code enforcement, based on complaints. That's how we move our very precious resources around. I get a lot of complaints about Maxwell Park from residents, people that want to use the park, and the complaints are specific about that type of behavior. We can't use the park because of this. The bathrooms are unusable because homeless people are in there constantly using it and we don't feel safe to go in there. Or I can't use the park because there's people's stuff all over the place and I can't enjoy the park for its intended purpose. So we go and make sure that our ordinance is enforced by the law, and when appropriate, we take enforcement action. And that it's not criminal. So we're telling people we're going to come back if you're still here in a few hours. We can take your stuff. So we're giving them ample opportunity.
But why don't you do this to everybody that has property? Because you don't. I have a video where people that have. Can I finish, please?
Yeah,
Can I
go
finish?
ahead.
Okay. There's someone that came out there with a canopy, basically, almost like a tent without the sides, and they had a little trailer just like homeless people have with all their property in it, and they're there all during the day at the park on the weekend. Okay. Code enforcement never comes and harasses them or gives them this tag. So what's going on with that?
Well,
they're
not storing their personal.
Yeah, they were. Well, it's the same thing.
Again, that's your definition of it. And again, we're not obligated to, nor are we capable of enforcing everything. So we have to be selective. And the ones
selective enforcement is illegal, though.
No, listen. We use discretion. Not everybody gets that. Maybe not everybody needs it. It's up to the officer's discretion. that's the way it's
prejudice going on.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. I'm not saying you maybe are guilty of that, but I'm telling you what code enforcement does. They're discriminating. They're choosing the homeless,
Again,
and they're giving them this, and the other one else, they leave them alone.
If someone feels they're discriminated against, or that this ordinance is being enforced unfairly, they can file a complaint.
Already have.
And I encourage them to.
I already have.
Okay.
And they're not doing anything about it. I've sent video proving it. They don't do anything about it. I've filed complaints.
Well, again, we are obligated to investigate these complaints, and if we find a violation, we'll take appropriate action. If we don't, we will let the complainant know. Thank you for your complaint. But there has to be substance to it. There has to be a
There's
violation
substance to it. That's why the people are here speaking on it.
They can certainly.
Do we have to sue people to make? I mean, people not get discriminated against? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's obvious.
My card. I think I've given you one of my cards before.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I guess you can't help me.
Community?
Appeal to the city, can you still appeal to the city manager?
Okay.
I mean, like a
Ask him on camera if he has a problem with that.
No, he won't. I'll do it anyway. I'll contact the city manager too. Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. We're here at City Hall, Anaheim, and the police aren't doing anything about this discrimination, it sounds like, or wanting to get involved. But please keep this in prayer and join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, if you can. And just pray that change comes soon. It's just horrible what's happening out there sometimes with these code enforcement and police. So thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless.